What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is the beginning of heading to Helen, Georgia, which is a small little Austrian town in the Smoky Mountains of North Georgia, famously known in the automotive industry for the birthplace of Southern Worthersy, SOWO. What I haven't been to Helen for is the largest Corvair show in the country, or one of the largest Corvair shows in the country. And that show is called Springfest. Now that show always falls within 3 to 4 weeks away from SOWO or Alpine Volkswagen. So I've never made the trip for the Corvair show from living in New Hampshire because it's about a 20-hour drive to Helen from where I was from in New Hampshire. So now that I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee, I'm only 2.5 hours away from Helen, and I'm justifying the trip 3 weeks apart from each other. Remco's still here from the Netherlands. As you can see, we're still working on the Porsche. And I felt like it'd be a great send-off for the week to actually go to Helen so he could see where Southern Worthersy and Alpine Volkswagen have and are currently held in. But we're gonna be doing it with a Corvair. And I am actually super excited. Out of all the years I've been to Helen for SOWO, I have not ever been there with that place filled with Corvairs. So what we're doing first is I need to get a battery for the car since the one that's in it, although it's only a 2-year-old battery, it's been run dead a few times and it's not cutting it anymore. Today's parts runner is brought to you by a 1960 BMW 700. Perfect parts runner. Okay, so as you guys can probably imagine, if you have seen this car in person, you know better than others. There's no cargo space anywhere in this car. Back parcel shelf behind the seats is basically all you got. Very minimal space behind the seats themselves, down underneath on the floor. And the front is so small, it's all taken up with fuel tank and air management, basically. So Remco is going to be holding on to the battery in the most cargo space in the car. Okay.
I'll strap it down.
Safe and sound. All right, new battery picked up. This one's gonna handle though, so it's a little easier.
Yeah,
A little less greasy.
locking it in.
Strapped in.
All set.
All right, back to the shop. Hardware store next.
That's another story.
All right, we got new battery, we've got hardware for the Porsche, and we got pizza, most importantly. So we are headed home to
Real
eat.
American lunch.
Yep. Pizza on a Friday. And it's not raining yet, so this is good. And we're out in the hot rod. All right, guys, good morning. We are back to a familiar place, but Remco's here for the first time. It's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, I can walk around here for a while.
So we're back at Elliot's place, the 944 barn. And as you could probably imagine, we are picking parts up for my 924S. We're picking up a rear sway bar, factory floating spacer, and I think a couple other things. And they're right over here. Elliot's not in town right now. Elliot, Jules, and their husky Beetlejuice are out of town. And so Remco's kind of absorbing how insane this place is for where it is. We're out in the middle of nowhere in the Smoky Mountains in Georgia and on a road with no lines painted on it. And suddenly you show up and there's just 40 to 50 944 platform Porsches everywhere. So we're going to pick up some parts real quick and then we're going to head on to Helen. This overcast is on its way out. It poured real hard last night and luckily it got ahead of us and hopefully it's out of Helen by the time we arrive. All right, guys, so you might recognize this spot. This is normally the best view outside of Helen. Everybody drives up here to get this incredible shot of their car with just miles and miles and miles of mountains. Not today. And I talked this spot up to Remco, telling him how beautiful this view was. And we actually had partial sun and blue sky just before we climbed this hill. And now we're on the backside of the mountain and we literally have like a white curtain blanketing the view. All right, we're about to descend back down the mountain and into Helen. Usually I go at an angle. Yeah. That car is keeping me from going at an angle. All right. We are here. Springfest Corvair show. Probably the only heavily modified one here. So hopefully everyone has a good spirit about it. Because we're outnumbered. How's it going?
You made this become my favorite car.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Don't go over any bumps.
Yeah.
Because I want to bag my 66 turbo.
Okay, yeah. And I told her when I rolled into town, I said, I wonder how many people have seen photos of this on the internet, like on Facebook or something.
We've seen a bunch of them. Just look at the articles and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think it's cool.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, 'cause we were sitting there wondering how you did the bagging and everything. All
Yeah,
that
yeah. We had to build a whole front cross member and custom control arms and stuff to get it to go to the
low,
floor,
yeah.
basically, yeah. Around like regular.
This has made my day. I follow you on Instagram.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, thank you.
There's going to be a lot more people than you realize.
We made the joke that we were going to get hanged, drawn, and quartered for coming here with us. you know, a heavily modified one.
So the BMW you have ever heard of the Vintage?
Yeah.
We'll have in Hot Springs. You should
Yep.
bring that.
It's the same weekend as a European show here on the 20th.
Okay, yeah.
we're
Yeah,
coming
it's that
here.
weekend, okay.
There was a guy stopped me at a gas station one day that knows you.
Oh, really?
I don't know his name, but just stopped me at the gas station.
Yeah.
Somebody was driving some kind of a Volkswagen, not Beetle, but
That sounds about right. Yeah, any German car, bro.
Yeah.
I'm into that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he took pictures of my car, said he wants to send to you. And I
Nice.
said, please don't, because it's the first time it's ever been on a trailer.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't do trailers.
Yeah, yeah. It lays flat on the ground, but when I'm not on level ground, it doesn't sit quite right, and then my OCD starts like scrambling my brain up, and then it's like not tucking right on one side. Look at the min pin. Look at the min pin.
Let's go touch it.
It's cool that they let you park for free. During Southern Worthersea or Alpine Volkswagen, they charge you to do anything. Like not Paul, like the town. The town's like charge you to park in every lot. Was this cool?
They need to pay back all the money that's going to be destroyed.
Yeah,
during the show.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
These guys are old and relaxed. And they
Hey,
don't.
compared to the drive before.
What engine you got?
It's just the Monza. Single barrel.
1T? Yeah. Oh, those are good engines. Those things run forever.
So you said it's chopped?
Yeah, we chopped the roof 2 inches. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, it's on
I
air
wanna come
suspension.
look at it.
Yeah. You can't see it over the hedges from here.
I want to check it out.
Yeah. There's some really cool stuff here. I mean, the shiny stuff is pretty cool, but man, this original patina stuff is just so good. What do you think of the ramp sides? Pretty cool?
I want one.
Yeah. So as I was telling Remco, the ramp side Corvairs are really, really cool because they're still rear-engined. They still got a flat air-cooled 6-cylinder motor in the back. But being a pickup truck, you can utilize no like drive shaft or anything in the back, and you can set the bed as slow as possible. So what they did was they made a gate that would hinge down curbside. And a lot of appliance companies bought these things because they could pull up curbside, lay the ramp down, and then just wheel appliances in and out right onto the curb.
Spare tire sat there, but if you look down below, you'll see the doghouse. And then there's a scoop in the front.
Yeah.
So it's a straight shot.
Oh, cool.
And that doghouse has got a lot of room because that's where I put the AC condenser. See, what you see was finished in 1998.
Oh,
This
wow.
paint is from 1998.
Wow, that's amazing.
And there's all kinds of engineering things on this. And
So this ramp side that we were just talking about here, that's got a small block Chevy in the back of it with a C4 Corvette rear end in it. Remco, what do you think of all the Corvairs?
Yeah, cool to see for once.
Yeah, for once.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think the wagon should exist in our life.
Yeah, a Lakewood would be pretty cool too. The Lakewoods are the wagons, the early models. They didn't make a late model wagon, unfortunately. I think it would have looked way better than the early model just because the late model was more sleek. All right, guys, we are back from Helen, Georgia. Made the trip just around dusk last night. Well, that's it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for coming along. Gonna get this thing unloaded now, and we're right back onto the Porsche 924S. This kind of wedged itself right in between working on that car, and we've got 3 weeks before going back to Helen, Georgia, hopefully with that car done. So much more to do. I've got to make the awards for Alpine Volksfair, handful of other stuff on deck. Again, check out the web store, ludwigsgarage.com, in the video's description below to get some of the new merch, the Champion hoodies, windbreakers, hats, shop banners, key rings, some of the leather goods I make myself. Lots of stuff on the store now, so please go support. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.